A very good evening to all of you. I said a very good evening to all of you. हमने कहा a very good evening to all of you. मेरे तरफ देखो. Hello, very good evening to all of you. We are going to start with a very good and very simple chapter of derivatives about which there is a lot of बहुत सारा डर होता है. पर डर के आगे जीत है. मैथ्स हमारी प्रीत है. डर के आगे डर के आगे डर के आगे लिखो लिखो चैट पे लिखो. डर के आगे जीत है. मैथ्स हमारी मैथ्स हमारी मैथ्स हमारी प्रीत है. तो फिर अभी मेरे तरफ देखो. नाउ नोबडी विल टॉक अ सिंगल वर्ड. आज हम एक कदम आगे बढ़ाते हैं डेरिवेटिव्स के और. Now I want your complete concentration. Now we have seen earlier. Look at me. Hi, Riddhi. Riddhi, hi. अद्वैत. तो अभी देखो मेरे तरफ. Do you agree? Do you agree? Do you agree that more is the temperature, more will be the sale of ice cream? Do you agree? More is the temperature, more will be the sale of ice cream. Do you agree? Yes. तो फिर अभी मेरे तरफ देखो कि suppose x is what? Temperature. And y is what? The sale of ice cream. Y is the sale of ice cream. अभी मेरे तरफ देखो. X is temperature, Y is the sale of ice cream. Now imagine that the temperature has gone up from 40 degrees to 45 degrees. And the sale of ice cream has gone up. Let's suppose what? 200 kilos per day. Suppose it goes to 250 kgs per day. मेरा आपसे ये सवाल है कि how much is the change in the temperature? How much is the change in the temperature? Sampada, Darsho, Suraj. How much is the change in the temperature? Change in the temperature is what? 5 degrees. Then my question is, tell me how much is the sale, change in the sale of ice cream. Ice cream में कितना change हुआ है? ओम कुलकर्णी. हाँ, ओम कुलकर्णी है ना ये ओम कुलकर्णी उसके वाइफ को क्या कहेगा? उसकी वाइफ भी तो कुलकर्णी होगी, लेकिन वो इसके वाइफ को क्या कहेगा? कुलकर्णी उसके वाइफ को कहेगा इसे हॉट करनी. ऑलराइट. So change in temperature is of 5 degrees, then change in sale of ice cream is 50 kg. Alright. Now what is this change in temperature? That change in temperature is the difference in X. Do you agree? Yes, it is for the 12th standard as well as for the foundation. It is 2 in 1. My question to you is, tell me, what is 5? Is it not the difference in x? ये 5 क्या है? Is that not the difference in x? Is that not the difference in x? And what is 50? Is that not the difference in y? Is that not the difference in y? Yeah. Now, if x changes by 1, y changes by what? When x changes by 5, y changes by what? 50. And if x changes by 1, y changes by what? That is going to be dy upon dx. That is going to be what? Dy upon dx. That means this is difference in y over difference in x. Now difference in y is 50, difference in 5, x is 5. So that happens to be 10. क्या मतलब होता है इसका? इसका मतलब ऐसा होता है कि अगर टेम्परेचर 1 डिग्री सेल्सियस से बढ़ता है, 1 डिग्री सेल्सियस से बढ़ता है टेम्परेचर, तो सेल ऑफ आइसक्रीम जो है अपने दुकान पे वो 10 kg से बढ़ता है. When x changes by 1, y changes by what? And that y changes by what is nothing but what? Dy by dx. That is nothing but what? Dy by dx. Try to understand. Suppose you pass foundation. Suppose you pass foundation. Suppose you pass foundation. Suppose therefore you go to intermediate. And suppose you pass intermediate as well. And suppose then you go to final, and suppose you pass final as well. Therefore you become a chartered accountant. Therefore you become a chartered accountant, and because you become a chartered accountant, therefore suppose you get a good job. Therefore you get a good job. Because you get a good job, therefore you get a good salary. And because you get a good salary, you get a good secretary. And this good secretary in few moments becomes your extremely beautiful wife. This extremely beautiful secretary will now few moments become your extremely beautiful what? Wife. This extremely beautiful wife on an extremely romantic evening. This extremely beautiful wife on an extremely romantic evening says, है हम घूमने जाएंगे ना, घूमने जाएंगे ना. Now beautiful wife is saying घूमने जाएंगे. Actually your mood is to stay back at home. रोमांटिक इवनिंग है, ब्यूटीफुल वाइफ है, तो आपको घर में ही रहने का इरादा है. आपका इरादा है, लेकिन आप थोड़े से आप यहाँ अभी परेशान है कि ये बीवी और न्यूली मैरिड हस्बैंड ना, और बीवी कह रही है कि घूमने जाएंगे. यू कैन नॉट से नो. एंड देन सपोज यू टेक आउट योर you take out your car. All right, you take out your car and imagine that you start driving towards Lodawada. You are driving towards Lodawada and you go, suppose what, there for 60 kilometers here on the x-axis. You go 60 kilometers on the x-axis, and suppose you go say 10 meters up on the height. You go 10 meters on the height. And then you come back. And that extremely beautiful wife says, ये कितना बोर हो गया. अभी हम लोनावाला नहीं जाएंगे, हम जाएंगे महाबलेश्वर. So the next day you decide to go to, next Sunday you decide to go to Mahabaleshwar. And you know, Mahabaleshwar being at the larger height, when you go 100 kilometers here on the x-axis, you are going the larger height, say 15 meters on the y-axis. Alright. And therefore, because you are going at a larger height, because this is more inclined road, because this inclination is large. Therefore, what happens is that there is a romantic climate at Mahabaleshwar. There is a chill climate at Mahabaleshwar. Alright. And therefore what happens is that you enjoy a lot. अभी ये लोनावाड़ा और महाबलेश्वर इसमें फर्क है तो क्या? इसमें फर्क है तो ये फर्क ऐसा है कि यहाँ अगर तुम 1 किलोमीटर जाते हो तो यहाँ डिस्टेंस ये हाइट में चेंज होता है, और यहाँ 1 किलोमीटर जाते हो तो ये हाइट में ज्यादा फर्क होता है. So what is happening is that when x is changing by 1, when x is changing by 1, here y is changing but not that value small. This value is a small value. And here when x changes by 1, y changes by what a larger value. And then when x changes by 1, y changes by what? When x changes by 1, y changes by what? When x changes by 1, y changes by what is nothing but the slope of line. Is nothing but try to understand, is nothing but the slope of the line. So when x changes by 1, y changes by what? This change is going to be dy. Tell me, what do you mean by dy? Dy is the difference in y. What was 50? Difference in y. And what is 5? That is difference in x. So dy by dx is nothing but the difference in y over difference in x. Alright? Difference in y over difference in x. ये हो गया. समझने की कोशिश करो. This has become change in y. Change in y over change in x. That becomes the derivative of what? Derivative of y. And that derivative of y is with respect to what? X. अब यहाँ हमें कुछ ना कुछ मिल रहा है. हमें यहाँ कुछ ना कुछ मिल रहा है, and we are getting the very meaning of derivative. So tell me, what depends on what? In our example, temperature and cell, what depends on what? Tell me, what depends on what? Tell me, what depends on what? Y depends on X. दीप भावे, दीप भावे दीप दावे. कितने दिन के बाद मिल रहे हो? दीप भावे दीप दावे. So tell me, what depends on what? Y depends on X means what? Cell depends on temperature. Now this dependence is denoted by y is equal to f of x. What do you mean by y is equal to f of x? Yes, 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 Deepak, Suraj, yes. Y is equal to f of x is nothing but what? Y depends on x. क्या मतलब होगा इसका? इसका मतलब है that y depends on x. Y depends on x. Now, if y depends on x, then what I do is I consider difference in y over difference in x, and that is nothing but the derivative of y. That is nothing but the derivative of y. Now my question is, tell me, अगर मैंने कहा x is rain and y is crop, tell me, does crop y depend only on rain? ये जो क्रॉप होता है वो सिर्फ बारिश के ऊपर निर्भर होता है क्या? Does crop depend only on rain? No, why depends on rain? Crop depends on rain, no doubt, but why does not depend only on rain? It can depend upon the temperature, it can depend upon the soil fertility, it can depend upon the humidity, it can be dependent on the seed quality. So it can depend upon the multiple factors. But when I say I am studying the dependence of, when I am studying the dependence of crop with rain, ये जो बाकी फैक्टर्स है इनको कांस्टेंट रखा जाता है. ये जो बाकी फैक्टर्स है उनको कांस्टेंट रखा जाता है, so that we have the difference in y over difference in x, and therefore that difference in y over difference in x is what? This is derivative. So d for derivative, this is meaningless. Try to understand. D for derivative, this is meaningless. Actually, d for what? Difference. That difference in y with respect to x means rain is dy by dx. तो इसके वजह से अभी लिखो, लिखो कागज पे, और कागज नहीं हो पास में तो लिखो दिमाग पे, और दिमाग भी नहीं है पास में तो लिखो दिल पे। दिल अगर अपना अपना दिल अपने अपने पास है तो, अगर दिल किसी को नहीं दिया है तो। So write down the first statement. Now first definition of derivative. Now write down. Let y is equal to f of x be the function of x. Let y be the function of x. Y is equal to f of x be the function of x. Then dy by dx. Then dy by dx is called derivative of y. Dy by dx is called derivative of y with respect to x. What's the meaning of saying with respect to x? Means I am studying the change in y with reference to x, keeping other factors constant. Keeping other factors constant. रक्षा, रेखा, सचिन, पृथ्वीराज, आपको समझा है क्या? शुभम। तो फिर तो फिर what is dy by dx? It is derivative of y with respect to x. Very nice. It is the derivative of with respect to x. Now what we are going to do is we are going to study the derivatives of some standard functions. So give the heading. And the point number 2 is the derivative of some standard functions. Derivative of some standard functions. Trust me, this chapter is very simple. There is no need of having any fear about this. कोई वजह नहीं कि आपके दिल में इसके लिए कोई खौफ हो, कोई डर हो, कोई जरूरत नहीं है। हम इसे सिंपल बनाएंगे। ओके, राइट। अभी the first function that I am going to take is y is equal to x raised to n. Y is equal to x raised to n, and if y is equal to x raised to n, then dy by dx is equal to n into x raised to n minus 1. मेरे को बोलो कि x raised to what? X raised to what? X is raised to what? N. Then the derivative happens to be what? ये जो n है वो यहाँ shift होता है. This n is shifted here and the power is reduced. So my question to you is, tell me what is the derivative of x raised to n? Derivative of x raised to n. Derivative of x raised to n is n into x raised to n minus 1. I repeat, derivative of x raised to n is n into x raised to n minus 1. Alright. Now if that is true, ये पहला formula हो गया, but based on that first formula, now I want your complete concentration. Suppose y is equal to f of x is equal to x raised to 3. Then my question is what will be dy by dx? तो अभी क्या होगा कि ये 3 यहाँ ट्रांसफर होगा और ये 3 रिड्यूस होके उसका 2 बनेगा. So what is the derivative of x raised to 3? Derivative of x raised to 3 is 3 into x raised to 2. If I ask you as a second example, what is d dx? Now d dx means derivative. Hmm. Hmm. d dx is nothing but derivative of with respect to x. Now suppose if I ask you what is the derivative of x raised to 4. Now derivative of x raised to 4 is going to be what? This is 4 into x raised to 3. What is the derivative of x raised to 4? Derivative of x raised to 4 is what? 4 into derivative of x raised to 3. My question to you is, tell me what will be derivative of x raised to 5. And derivative of x raised to 5 is going to be what? अभी आप हमारे सामने नहीं हो, आप हमारे सामने वैसे भी नहीं हो, फिर भी आप ये चिल्लाओ कि क्या हो सकता है, आप ये चिल्लाओ कि क्या हो सकता है. There should be the complaint from your neighbors that there is a lot of noise out here, there is a lot of shout. Why are you shouting? That people should shout at you. इतना जोर से चिल्लाओ. तो डेरिवेटिव ऑफ x रेज टू 5 इज गोइंग टू बी 5 इंटू एक्स रेज टू 4. क्या होता है कि पावर इधर शिफ्ट होती है एंड द पावर इज रिड्यूस, सो इट बिकम्स 5 इंटू एक्स रेज टू 4. ऑलराइट, and then I ask you what is the derivative of x raised to 6. Derivative of x raised to 6 is going to be 6 into x raised to 5. Derivative of x raised to 6 is 6 into x raised to 5. Then my question to you is what is the derivative of x raised to 7? Derivative of x raised to 7 is what? 7 into x raised to 6. My question to you is tell me what is the derivative of x raised to 8. ये अभी तुम बोलो, कोई सुने या न सुने लेकिन आप बोलो. Derivative of x raised to 8 is going to be 8 into x raised to 7. My question to you is tell me what is derivative of x raised to 9. Derivative of x raised to 9 is going to be what is 9 into x raised to 8. तो समझने वाली बात यह है कि पावर रिड्यूस होती है. समझने वाली बात यह है कि यह पावर रिड्यूस होती है. इज दैट क्लियर? समझने वाली बात यह है कि यह पावर क्या होती है? रिड्यूस होती है. My question now to you is tell me what is the derivative of x raised to 5 by 3. अभी जरा मेरे तरफ देखो, ये जो पावर इधर है ये पावर इधर शिफ्ट होगी. This power will be shifted out here and then you get what is this? This is 5 by 3 into x raised to 5 by 3 minus 1. लेकिन my question to you is tell me what is 5 by 3 minus 1? This 3 will be multiplying here and therefore this is 5 by 3 into x raised to 5 minus 3. 5 minus 3, 5 minus 3 is what? 2. So it's going to be 2 by 3. So what is the derivative of x raised to 5 by 3? 5 by 3 into x raised to 5 by 3 minus 1. 5 by 3 x raised to 2 by 3. My question to you is now, what would be the derivative of x raised to 7 by 2? What will be derivative of x raised to 7 by 2? And then you have to answer my question. Derivative of x raised to 7 by 2 is going to be what? This is going to be 7 by 2 into x raised to 7 by 2 and that minus 1. So 7 by 2 into x raised to 7 by 2 into x raised to what? 7 by 2 into x raised to 7 minus 2, 5. That is going to be 5 by 2. So 7 by 2 into x raised to 5 by 2. आपको समझा है क्या? ये तने समझो कई, तने ये समझो कई. Now this is going to be, I want derivative of x raised to, I want derivative of x raised to 3 by 2. My question is what will be the derivative of x raised to 3 by 2? Derivative of x raised to 3 by 2. That will be 3 by 2 into x raised to 3 by 2 minus 1. So that is going to be 3 by 2 into x raised to. Now 3 minus 2 is 1. So 1 by 2. But mind well, kuch rules of indices, laws of indices will be requiring every time. So the first rule that we require is what? Nth root of x is nothing but x raised to 1 upon n. समझने की कोशिश करो. Nth root of x is nothing but x raised to 1 upon n. So my question is what will be square root of x? Square root of x is nothing but x raised to 1 by 2. What will be cube root of x? Cube root of x is going to be x raised to 1 by 3. एक रूल जो हमें लगता है वो क्या है? एक रूल हमें जो लगता है वो रूल क्या है? एक रूल जो हमें लगता है वो रूल ऐसा है कि डेरिवेटिव ऑफ x रेज टू 3 by 2 is 3 by 2 into x raised to 1 by 2. But remember this x raised to 1 by 2 could be written as root x. X raised to 1 by 2 can be written as what? Root of x. and derivative of therefore x raised to 3 by 2 is nothing but 3 by 2 into root of x. My question to you is, tell me what will be derivative of x raised to 5 by 4. Now derivative of x raised to 5 by 4 is 5 by 4 into x raised to 5 by 4 minus 1. So this is going to be 5 by 4 into x raised to 1 by 4. But then my question to you is, tell me x raised to 1 by 4 can be written as what? Tell me x raised to 1 by 4 is written as what? X raised to 1 by 4 is written as 4th root of x. X raised to 1 by 4 is written as what? 4th root of x. बाळांनो ये समझा क्या तुमको? ये तो नहीं समझो गई, ये तुमको समझा क्या? ये आपको समझा क्या? Correct, 4th root of x. Now the one more rule that we require, the laws of indices, what we require is, try to understand, x raised to minus n can be written as 1 upon x raised to n. X raised to minus n is written as 1 upon x raised to n. I repeat, x raised to minus n is written as 1 upon x raised to n. तो अगर मेरे पास है x raised to 2 1 upon x raised to 2, I can shift it up and I can write it as what? X raised to minus 2. समझने की कोशिश करो. If I have 1 upon x, I can write this as x raised to minus 1. If I have 1 upon x raised to 4, I can write this as x raised to minus 4. So when the term is shifted from numerator to denominator or denominator to numerator, the power changes the sign. अगर नीचे का ऊपर होता है, नीचे का ऊपर होता है और ऊपर का नीचे होता है, नीचे का ऊपर, ऊपर का नीचे, power will change the sign. Is it clear? Then power will change the sign. Now if this is true, my question to you is, what will be derivative of root of x? What do you mean by root of x? My question to you is, tell me x raised to root of x का मतलब क्या होता है? वेद. वेद. रूट ऑफ x का मतलब क्या होता है? रूट ऑफ x का मतलब होता है that this is derivative of x raised to 1 by 2. So what will be the derivative? It will be 1 by 2 into x raised to 1 by 2 minus 1. This is going to be 1 by 2 into x raised to 1 by 2 minus 1. So this is 1 by 2 into x raised to 1 minus 2 is minus 1. So minus 1 by 2. ये समझा है क्या आपको? And therefore tell me this is going to be 1 by 2 into 1 upon x raised to half. जो ऊपर था उसे मैंने नीचे किया, ऊपर जो था उसे मैंने क्या किया? नीचे किया. And then remember this x raised to half is nothing but root x. So it can be written as 1 upon 2 root x. बाळांनो ये समझा है क्या तुमको? ये आपको समझा है क्या? That x raised to half is root of x. Root of x. And therefore I get a formula number 2. What I require frequently that I am going to write as a standard formula. So I get a formula number 2. My question is, tell me what is the derivative of root of x. And the derivative of root of x is 1 upon 2 root x. What is the derivative of root of x? Derivative of root of x is 1 upon 2 root x. ये हमें second formula मिल गया. Are you writing with me? Are you writing with me? Are you writing with me? Yes, very good. Very good. Rahul, Sampada. Very good. Sai. Very, very nice. And therefore derivative of root of x is 1 upon 2 root x. ये हो गया formula number 2. I continue with these examples ahead. And then my question to you is, tell me what is the derivative of 1 upon x square. लेकिन 1/x² को हम लिख सकते हैं इज डेरिवेटिव ऑफ x⁻²। जो नीचे है उसे ऊपर करो, जो नीचे है उसे ऊपर करो, and 1/x² can be written as derivative of x⁻². Now this is going to be -2 into x⁻² minus 1. So -2 into x⁻³ Therefore, this is going to be -2 and over x⁻³. This is going to be -2 over x⁻³. ये आपको समझा है क्या? 1/x² है तो जो नीचे है, जो नीचे है उसे हम ऊपर करेंगे। x⁻² को ऊपर करेंगे तो होगा x⁻², and the derivative is going to be what? Is -2 into x⁻² minus 1, and this is going to be -2 into x⁻³ Is that clear? अभी हम आपको समय देते हैं, आप लिखेंगे, फिर हम डिस्कस करेंगे। What is the derivative of 1/x³? I repeat, what is the derivative of 1/x³? I ask you, what is the derivative of 1/x⁴? I ask you, what is the derivative of 1/x? What is the derivative of 1/x? आपका समय शुरू हो चुका है अब। आपका समय शुरू हो चुका है अब। ऋषि लिखो, ऋषि नवले, ऋषि न वड़े, ऋषि हमेशा सीधा जाता है, ऋषि न वले, न वड़े। हम्म हम्म So tell me, how much is this going to be? Now this is going to be derivative of is x⁻³ What is the derivative? Is -3 into x⁻³ minus 1. -3 into x⁻⁴. So it is going to be -3 over x⁴. Very good, very good. Sakshi. Sakshi Smith. Harsh. Very good. हर्ष, हर्ष, वो दूसरी भाभी कहाँ गई? हर्ष। तो फिर अभी मेरे तरफ देखो और फिर मेरे को बोलो कि व्हाट विल बी डेरिवेटिव ऑफ x⁻⁴। टेल मी व्हाट इज डेरिवेटिव ऑफ x⁻⁴। Now that derivative of x⁻⁴ is -4 into x⁻⁴ minus 1 -4 into x⁻⁵. So -4 over x⁵। ये समझा आपको? क्रिश, 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 समझा क्या? ये आपको समझा क्या? Then what about this? It would be derivative of x⁻⁻1. Now derivative of x⁻⁻1 is -1 into x⁻⁻1 minus 1. And this is equal to -1 into x⁻². So this is -1 over x⁻². This is -1 over x⁻². तो ये हमें लगता है बार बार इसके लिए हम इसका फॉर्मूला नंबर 3 बनाएंगे। एंड व्हाट इज द फॉर्मूला नंबर 3? Formula number 3 is derivative of 1/x. Derivative of 1/x is -1/x². What is the derivative of 1/x? Is -1/x². What is the derivative of 1/x? Derivative of 1/x is -1/x². समझा है आपको? Very nice. Now my question to you is, tell me, as the fourth thing, I require the formula number 4 here, so I write it as a formula number 4. That derivative of a raised to x, derivative of a raised to x is a raised to x into log of a. What is the derivative of a raised to x? A raised to x into log of a. Derivative of a raised to x is a raised to x into log of a. अब ये log a क्या होता है? When I say log a, जरा मेरे तरफ देखो. Do you agree? Do you agree that 5 raised to 3 is 125? Do you agree that this is 5 raised to 3 is 125? Now, if that is true, then log of 125 to the base 5 will be equal to 3. So, for that matter, this base raised to 3 is nothing but 125. तो ये log क्या कंसेप्ट होती है? log की कंसेप्ट होती है पावर. 5 raised to 3 is 125, then log 125 to the base 5 is comes to be what? 3. अभी जब हम कहते हैं डेरिवेटिव ऑफ a raised to x is log of a, my question to you is, tell me what is the derivative of 4 raised to x, and derivative of 4 raised to x is going to be what? Derivative of 4 raised to x is going to be 4 raised to x into log of 4. However, what is the derivative of x raised to 4? अभी मेरे की तरफ देखो और फिर मेरे को बोलो. ये 4 raised to x एंड x raised to 4, इसमें क्या फर्क है? फर्क है तो इस ऐसा फर्क है कि यहाँ है x raised to नंबर एंड यहाँ है नंबर raised to x. That is x raised to constant and this is constant raised to x. So what will be the derivative of x raised to 4? Derivative of x raised to 4 will go by the formula x raised to a, and derivative of 4 raised to x will go by the formula a raised to x. Formula ही बदल गया. This is a raised to x and x raised to a. Now therefore tell me what is the derivative of x raised to 4? This is 4 into x raised to 3. This is 4 into x raised to 3. Say yes. Then my question to you is, tell me what is derivative of x raised to 5 and what is derivative of 5 raised to x. What is derivative of x raised to 5 and derivative of 5 raised to x. अभी ये जो 5 raised to x है इसके तरफ देखेंगे तो ये जाता है कौन से रूल से? x raised to x. और ये होता है कौन से रूल से? This is like a raised to x. So tell me what is the derivative of x raised to 5? This happens to be 5 into x raised to 4. This happens to be 5 into x raised to 4. And then my question is, tell me what will be derivative of 5 raised to x is 5 raised to x into log of 5. Is 5 raised to x into log of 5. I ask you what is derivative of x raised to 10. What is the derivative of x raised to 10? And then my question to you is, tell me what is derivative of 10 raised to x. लिखो. I'm giving you time. अपने पास अभी यहाँ रात को बहुत सारा वक्त है, कोई जल्दी नहीं है. जल्दी कोई भी नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं है. कितना भी बजे तक लेक्चर चला तो भी हमें कोई आपत्ति नहीं है. लेकिन एक ही बात है और वो बात अहम बात है, जो करेंगे वो समझना चाहिए. जो भी करेंगे उसे क्लैरिटी होना चाहिए. And therefore derivative of x raised to 10 is 10 into x raised to 9. But what is the derivative of 10 raised to x? Is 10 raised to x into log of 10. Is 10 raised to x into log of 10. Clear? Is that clear? Verified. अभी I ask you, जरा मेरे तरफ देखो, as of next formula that we require is derivative of e raised to x. अभी मेरा आपसे यह सवाल है कि ये e क्या भानगड़ है? ये e क्या है? ये क्या मुसीबत है? ये ई क्या है? जरा लुक एट मी. Like in case of circle, whenever you are having a discussion pertaining to the circle, there is a specific number 22 upon 7. And this 22 upon 7 is given a symbol called pi. Like 22 upon 7 is nothing but pi. Pi is a Greek letter, Greek alphabet that is denoting what number 22 by 7. वैसे in mathematical discussions, in most mathematical discussions, 2.718, that number plays a very significant role, and that number is denoted by E. So remember, E is not an elephant. E is not an elephant, but E is a number. E doesn't stand for elephant in this case, but E stands for some specific number whose value is 2.718. ये value आपको याद रखने की कोई जरूरत नहीं. You just have to know this is e raised to x. And therefore e raised to x का derivative होता है e raised to x. Tell me what is the derivative of e raised to x? Derivative of e raised to x is e raised to x. Derivative of e raised to x is e raised to x. Clear? Derivative of e raised to x is e raised to x. The next formula that I require is derivative of log x. The derivative of log x and the derivative of log of x happens to be 1 upon x. Kush. Very few formulae are there which you are supposed to prepare. एक बात हम आपको बोलते हैं, एक बात का हम आपको यकीन देते हैं, ये चैप्टर बहुत आसान चैप्टर है. Derivative of log of x is 1 upon x. And the last thing that I require is derivative of constant. अभी कांस्टेंट में कोई चेंज होता है क्या? कांस्टेंट में कोई चेंज होता है क्या? कांस्टेंट कांस्टेंट ही रहता है ना. फोर कोई चेंज है क्या? नो वेरिएशन. फोर कितने भी बार लिखेंगे तो कोई वेरिएशन होता है क्या? तो देयर इज नो वेरिएशन. And therefore this variation is 0, therefore derivative of constant is 0. Therefore the derivative of constant is 0. Therefore derivative of constant is 0. And therefore my question to you is, tell me what is derivative of 5. Tell me what is the derivative of 5. What is derivative of 5? अवनीश क्या होता है? भूमिका क्या चल रहा है? अवनीश ये भूमिका क्या चल रहा है? Now this is derivative of 5. 5 is just a constant, therefore the derivative is 0. Is that clear? Is that clear? My question to you is, tell me what is derivative of 6. And derivative of 6 is what? 0. What is derivative of 4 raised to 5? अभी तुम मेरे को बोलो कि ये 4 raised to 5 में कोई x है क्या? 4 raised to x में कुछ x है क्या? 4 raised to x में कुछ y है क्या? There is no x, no y. ये 4 raised to 5 में there is no x term. There is no y term. And therefore this is just a constant. And because it is just a constant, therefore this derivative will be what? 0. Therefore this derivative is what? 0. मानो समझा क्या तुमको? Alright. And then my question is, therefore अभी एक छोटा सा टेबल बनाओ. Make a table and we'll make a list of formulae those are required. अभी आप एक टेबल करेंगे जिस टेबल में हम कुछ फॉर्मूले लिखेंगे. And my first question to you is, tell me what is derivative of x raised to n. हम पूछेंगे, आप बोलेंगे, आप जो बोलेंगे वो हमें सुनाई देगा. जो बोलेंगे वो हमें डेफिनेटली सुनाई देगा, और वो सुनाई इसलिए देगा कि भले आप हमसे दूर हो, भले हम आपसे दूर है। ऑलराइट, भले आप हमसे दूर हो, भले हम आपसे दूर है, लेकिन आपका दिल और हमारा दिल तो नजदीकिया नजदीकी से नजदीक है। दूरी ये दो दिलों को अलग, जुदा नहीं कर सकती। भले हम क्लास में हो, ऑनलाइन क्लास में हो, ऑफलाइन क्लास में हो, हम सब साथ हैं, हम सब साथ है। Clear? So my question to you is, tell me, what is derivative of x raised to n? That is n into x raised to n minus 1. Then my question to you is, tell me what is derivative of root of x? And the derivative of root of x is 1 upon 2 root x. Tell me what is derivative of root of x? Derivative of root of x is 1 upon 2 root x. Then I require the third formula here, and that is derivative of 1 upon x. And the derivative of 1 upon x is minus 1 upon x square. I then ask you, what is derivative of a raised to x? And derivative of a raised to x is a raised to x into log of a. I then ask you, what is derivative of e raised to x? Derivative of e raised to x is e raised to x. Derivative of a raised to x is a raised to x into log of a. Derivative of e raised to x is e raised to x. Then we require the sixth formula over here, and that is derivative of log of x. And derivative of log of x is 1 upon x. And the last one that we require is, what is the derivative of just a constant, that is 0. What is the derivative of just a constant? That is what 0. Is that clear? ये तुम्हें समझा क्या? ये आपको समझा है क्या? ईशान, ईशान, पृथ्वीराज, रिया 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 रिया, समझा क्या तुमको? इज दैट क्लियर? अनुराग, तो अभी आप बोलेंगे, आप जहां भी हो, जैसे भी हो, आप कहां भी हो, हम जो बोलेंगे वो आप रिपीट करेंगे। माय क्वेश्चन इज, टेल मी व्हाट इज द डेरिवेटिव। अभी लिखना बंद करो, जस्ट बोलो, व्हाट इज द डेरिवेटिव ऑफ एक्स रेज टू एन। टेल मी व्हाट इज डेरिवेटिव ऑफ एक्स रेज टू एन। And the derivative of x raised to n is what? Is n into x raised to n minus 1. कहो मेरे साथ, derivative of x raised to n. Derivative of x raised to n is n into x raised to n minus 1. What is the derivative of root x? My question to you is, tell me what is the derivative of root x? And the derivative of root of x is 1 upon 2 root x. Derivative of root of x is 1 upon 2 root x. What is the derivative of 1 upon x? And 1 upon x का derivative होता है minus 1 upon x square. What is the derivative of a raised to x? Is a raised to x into log of a. Derivative of e raised to x is e raised to x. Derivative of log of x is 1 upon x. Derivative of just a constant k is what? 0. Is that clear? Is that clear? Hmm. Clear. Very good. अभी जो बार बार लगता है वो सिर्फ बोलो. My question will be, as the first part, tell me what is derivative of just x. What will be derivative of just x? तो ये क्या होगा कि ये dx और ये dx कट होगा and you will get 1. dx upon dx, here dx will be cut and you get what? 1. And as such, what happens is that derivative of just x is 1. My question to you is, tell me what is derivative of x square? बोलो. What would be the derivative of x square? तो यहाँ वो rule apply करेंगे तो it will become 2 into x raised to 1. That means this is what 2x. That means this is what 2x. Then my question to you is, tell me what is derivative of x raised to 3? And derivative of x raised to 3 is 3 into x raised to 2. Tell me what is derivative of x raised to 3 is 3 into x raised to 2. ये समझा है क्या आपको? आपको ये समझा है क्या? Is that clear? इसे डरने का कोई रीजन है क्या? कोई मतलब है क्या? इसे डरने की कोई जरूरत है क्या? कोई जरूरत नहीं. सिर्फ हम जितना बोलते हैं उतना करते जाओ and you will get what you are expected to get. Clear? Now that was the first part, and the first part was the set of standard formulae. Formula is singular. Plural is not formulae. Don't say formulae. It should be what? Formulae. But formulae are not only formulae. Formulae are not only formulae. समझा क्या? वेदांतो. वेदांतो समझा क्या? Very nice. Now I come to the second part, and second part are some standard rules. What is the second part? Some standard rules. Some standard rules. और ये rules के लिए आप हमारे तरफ देखेंगे. पहले समझने की कोशिश करो. एक बार समझता है तो फिर ये आसान है. And the first rule is derivative of u plus v. Derivative of u plus v. इसे आप सिर्फ स्प्लिट कर सकते हैं. इसे आप सिर्फ स्प्लिट कर सकते हैं. डेरिवेटिव ऑफ u प्लस v इज डेरिवेटिव ऑफ u प्लस डेरिवेटिव ऑफ v. Derivative of u plus v is derivative of u plus derivative of v. For example, if I ask you, what is the derivative of x raised to 4? What is the derivative of x raised to 4 plus log of x? All what I will do is I will split it. Is derivative of x raised to 4 plus this is separately found derivative of log of x. But just now we said taza. Derivative of x raised to 4 is 4 into x raised to 3 and plus derivative of just log x is 1 upon x. Derivative of just log x is 1 upon x. ये आपको समझा है क्या? ये आपको समझा है क्या? ये आपको समझा है क्या? Very good. Now my second rule over here is that derivative of u minus v. Derivative of u minus v is derivative of u minus derivative of v. Derivative of u minus v is derivative of u minus derivative of v. Now try to understand. Derivative of u into v. Derivative of u into v, that is a product rule. How will that go? एक बार एक ही के साथ क्या प्रिंसिपल ध्यान में रखेंगे? एक बार एक ही के साथ, समझा? तो u इंटू वी है कि नहीं, तो u को वैसे ही रखो एंड इट विल बी द डेरिवेटिव ऑफ v, प्लस v को वैसे ही रखो एंड इट विल बी डेरिवेटिव ऑफ u। एक बार दोनों तीन तीन के साथ नहीं होता है, समझा? u को वैसे ही रखो, डेरिवेटिव ऑफ v, प्लस v को वैसे ही रखो, डेरिवेटिव ऑफ u। समझा क्या? u kept as it is derivative of v kept as it is derivative of u। एक बार एक ही के साथ, u kept as it is derivative of v plus v kept as it is derivative of u। समझा? Now my question to you is, tell me what will be derivative of uvw, u into v into w। तो बोलो अभी मेरे को ये कैसे होगा? एक बार एक ही के साथ, एक बार एक ही के साथ, तो uv kept as they are derivative of w plus uw kept as they are derivative of v and plus vw kept as they are is derivative of u। जब एक के साथ करेंगे तो बाकी दो वैसे ही रहेंगे, समझा क्या? वैसे ही रहेंगे बाकी दो। And therefore uv kept as it is derivative of w plus uw kept as they are derivative of v and plus vw kept as they are derivative of u। u असं म्हटलं की लगेच यायचं का? आपण कुत्रे का? आपण कुत्रे का u म्हटलं की यायला? तो फिर I consider the next one, derivative of u upon v, derivative of u upon v। अभी सिंपल रूल ध्यान में रखो, सिंपल रूल ध्यान में रखो, जरा मेरे तरफ देखो। पहले क्या करने का है? पहले ऊपर करने का है, पहले क्या करने का है? पहले ऊपर करने का है। तो नीचे का वैसे ही ऊपर के साथ, माइनस ऊपर का वैसे ही नीचे के साथ, एंड दैट डिवाइडेड बाय v स्क्वायर। v kept as it is derivative of u minus u kept as it is derivative of v over v स्क्वायर। समझा? पहले कहां करना है? पहले कहां करना है? पहले कहां करना है? ऊपर। फिर कहां करना है? नीचे। ऊपर करेंगे तो नीचे का वैसे, और नीचे करेंगे तो ऊपर का वैसे। v kept as it is derivative of u minus u kept as it is derivative of v and that divided by v square। And the next one is derivative of ku। Now my question is, tell me what do you mean by ku is constant into u, this is equal to k kept as it is derivative of u। जो कांस्टेंट होता है उसे वैसे ही रखो। Look at me, v k kept as it is derivative of u, but last rule, derivative of only constant is what? Derivative of only constant is 0। Derivative of only constant is what? 0। समझे आपको? डेरिवेटिव ऑफ ku is k kept as it is derivative of u। तो अभी बोलो मेरे साथ, आप चिल्लाओ। डेरिवेटिव ऑफ u प्लस v, बोलो मेरे साथ। डेरिवेटिव ऑफ u प्लस v इज डेरिवेटिव ऑफ u प्लस डेरिवेटिव ऑफ v। डेरिवेटिव ऑफ u माइनस v इज डेरिवेटिव ऑफ u माइनस डेरिवेटिव ऑफ v। However, product rule is what? Derivative of uv is what? u kept as it is derivative of v plus v kept as it is derivative of u। समझा? तो प्रोडक्ट रूल है, क्वोशंट रूल है, ये सब रूल्स आपने लिखा है क्या? रूल नंबर 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 आपने लिखा है क्या? ऐश्वर्या, ऐश्वर्या। हम्म हम्म लिखा है क्या आपने? वेरी गुड। तो फिर अभी मेरे तरफ देखो। तो अभी फिर मेरे तरफ देखो। माय वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन टू यू इज व्हाट इज डेरिवेटिव ऑफ 5x स्क्वायर प्लस 3x दैट माइनस 4। तो इसे हम स्प्लिट करेंगे, इसे हम सेपरेट करेंगे, इसे हम स्प्लिट करेंगे, इसे हम सेपरेट करेंगे। एंड therefore tell me what will it be? 5 kept as it is, derivative of x square plus 3 kept as it is, derivative of just x and minus derivative of only 5. अभी मेरे को बोलो, this is 5 into what is the derivative of x square? Just now we said derivative of x square is what? Derivative of x square is what? Derivative of x is 2x plus 3 times derivative of x is 1 and minus derivative of only 5 is 0. So that this will become 10x plus 3. अभी समझने वाली बात यह है, जरा मेरे तरफ देखो, यहां ये 3 वैसे ही रहा, लेकिन यहां ये 5 का 0 हो गया। क्यों? 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 क्योंकि ये 3x के साथ है और ये 5 अकेला है। तो आप अगर अकेले हो तो आपकी वैल्यू 0 होती है। देखो मेरी तरफ, आप अगर अकेले हो तो आपकी वैल्यू 0 होती है, लेकिन आप अगर x के साथ हो, अगर आप x के साथ हो तो फिर आप जैसे है वैसे ही रहते हैं। समझा? x के साथ हो तो आपकी वैल्यू सेम रहती है, लेकिन आप अकेले हो तो वैल्यू क्या होती है? 0 होती है। कोई नहीं पूछता। समझा? All right, all right, all right. Good. Abhi tell me, at the second one, what is the derivative of 3x raised to 4 plus 5x raised to 3 minus 7x square plus 8x and plus 100? So tell me, how will it go? अभी आप बोलेंगे, हम लिखेंगे, how will that go? How would it go? आप बोलेंगे, हम लिखेंगे, how will it go? This is 3 kept as it is, derivative of x raised to 4 plus 5 kept as it is derivative of x raised to 3 minus 7 kept as it is derivative of x raised to 2 plus 8 kept as it is derivative of just x and minus or plus is derivative of only 100. Now my question is, tell me, what is the derivative of x raised to 4? Derivative of x raised to 4 is 4x cube plus 5 into derivative of x raised to 3 is 3x square minus 7 derivative of x raised to 2 is 2x plus 8 into derivative of x is 1 and plus derivative of only 100 is what? Derivative of only 100 is what? That is 0. And as such, this 3 into 4 is 12x cube. 5 into 3 is 15x square minus this is 14x and plus this is 8. ये आपको समझा है क्या? ये आपको समझा है क्या? Is that clear? I then ask you the question at the third one. What is the derivative of x raised to 4 into e raised to x? अभी समझने वाली बात यह है कि ये दोनों के बीच में इंटू है कि नहीं. तो दिस इज लाइक यूवी रूल की नहीं. नाउ माय क्वेश्चन इज टेल मी व्हाट इज द डेरिवेटिव ऑफ यूवी. What is the derivative of uv? U kept as it is derivative of v plus v kept as it is derivative of u. एक बार एक ही के साथ. X raised to 4 kept as it is derivative of e raised to x plus e raised to x kept as it is and is derivative of x raised to 4. अगर यह सही है तो this is x raised to 4 kept as it is. Derivative of e raised to x is e raised to x plus e raised to x kept as it is. And tell me what is the derivative of x raised to 4? What is the derivative of x raised to 4? It is 4 into x cube. So you can write it as what? X raised to 4 into e raised to x plus 4 e raised to x into x raised to 3. ये समझा है आपको? Is that clear? Is that clear? तो फिर अभी हम आपको टाइम देते हैं. करो डेरिवेटिव ऑफ x रेज टू 5 इंटू 5 रेज टू x. करो. दिस इज लुकिंग लाइक u, दिस इज लुकिंग लाइक v. So tell me how will it go? Tell me how would it go? Now it is x raised to 5 kept as it is. Derivative of 5 raised to x plus 5 raised to x kept as it is. Derivative of x raised to 5. So x raised to 5. My question is, tell me what is the derivative of 5 raised to x? My question to you is, what is the derivative of 5 raised to x? What is the derivative of 5 raised to x is 5 raised to x into log of 5 and plus 5 raised to x kept as it is. What is the derivative of x raised to 5? Derivative of x raised to 5 is 5 into x raised to 4. So x raised to 5 raised to x into log of 5 plus 5 into x raised to 4 into 5 raised to x. ये ऑर्डर चेंज कर सकते हैं ना. मल्टीप्लीकेशन में ऑर्डर चेंज कर सकते हैं. 2 into 3 is 3 into 2. 2 into 3 is 2 into 2. तो ऑर्डर को चेंज किया. Now my question is, tell me what is the derivative of x raised to 5 into log of x? Tell me how will it go? Tell me how would it go? नहीं, कॉमन भी बन निकाल सकते हैं. हर्ष 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 देखो मेरे तरफ. कॉमन वगैरह निकाल सकते हैं, पर कॉमन निकालने की जरूरत नहीं ना, क्योंकि अगर कुछ कैंसल होता है तो कॉमन निकालो. सो नाइस रिया. रिया रिया रिया, सो स्वीट ऑफ यू. तो टेल मी व्हाट विल इट बी. ये क्या होगा? It's x raised to 5 kept as it is. Derivative of log of x plus log of x kept as it is the derivative of x raised to 5. So that this is x raised to 5. Tell me what is the derivative of log x? Tell me what is derivative of log x? That derivative of log x is 1 upon x plus log of x kept as it is. Tell me what is the derivative of x raised to 5? That is 5 into x raised to 4. अभी जरा मेरे तरफ देखो और फिर मेरे को बोलो कि ये x और ये x ऐसा कैंसिल होगा क्या? ये x, ये x x कैंसिल होगा क्या? ऐसा ये x x ऐसा कैंसिल होता है क्या? ऐसा नहीं कैंसिल होता है क्या? एक x कैंसिल होगा तो यहाँ x रेस टू 5 की जगह क्या रहेगा? x रेस टू 4। तो x रेस टू 4 इंटू 5 इंटू x रेस टू 4 इंटू लॉग ऑफ x। समझा आपको? आपको समझा क्या? ये आपको समझा क्या? ये समझने के लिए आपको जाना पड़ेगा केजरीवाल के साहब के पास। केजरीवाल साहब को पूछो आपको समझा क्या? हम्म। हम्म। ओके, then my question to you is, tell me what is the derivative of x raised to 4 upon e raised to x. Now tell me, this looks like what? This looks like u upon v. What is the derivative of u upon v? V kept as it is. Derivative of u minus u kept as it is. Derivative of v, that divided by v square. So how will that go? E raised to x kept as it is, derivative of x raised to 4 minus x raised to 4 kept as it is, derivative of e raised to x, and that divided by, this is e raised to x the bracket square. समझा? हम्म। 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 तो फिर अभी मेरे को बोलो कि दिस इज e raised to x into what is x raised to 4 का डेरिवेटिव? is 4x cube. What is the derivative of x raised to 4? That is 4x cube. Minus x raised to 4. What is the derivative of e raised to x? That is e raised to x. And that divided by, अभी एक बात समझो, ये जो लॉज ऑफ इंडाइसिस होते हैं, दिस कीप ऑन कमिंग अगेन एंड अगेन. सो x raised to m, that raised to n is x raised to m into n. तो e raised to x, that raised to 2, that you can write as e raised to 2x. मैडम ने समझा? ये आपको समझा? हम्म। हम्म। ये आपको समझा है क्या? हम्म। वेरी गुड. तो फिर आप अपना अपना कहेंगे करेंगे और फिर हमें बोलेंगे डेरिवेटिव ऑफ e raised to x that divided by 7 raised to x. बोलो क्या होगा? You had to tell me what will happen. You had to tell me what will happen. Hmm. Hmm. Tell me what will happen. It's 7 raised to x kept as it is. Derivative of e raised to x minus e raised to x kept as it is, derivative of 7 raised to x, and that divided by 7 raised to x, that raised to 2. 7 raised to x, that raised to 2. Correct. So that is equal to 7 raised to x into e raised to x minus e raised to x kept as it is. Derivative of 7 raised to x is 7 raised to x into log of 7, and that divided by 7 raised to 2x. 7 raised to x and that raised to 2. And you have got what you want. Is that clear? वेरी गुड। तो अभी तुम होमवर्क करेंगे क्या? वुड यू डू द होमवर्क? वुड यू डू द होमवर्क? तो करो स्टार्ट। और होमवर्क करके रहना है, समझा क्या? फाइंड द डेरिवेटिव्स ऑफ 3x plus 5. Second, 2x minus 7. Third, 5x square minus 4x plus 7. Fourth, start. Fourth, 3x plus 5 into 3x plus 5. Just keep it 3x plus 5. थोड़ा सा चेंज करो, वो पहले हो गया है। 4x plus 5. Fifth, 5x cube minus 4x square plus 7x, that minus 10. 6, 6, 6, 7 into x raised to 4 minus 10 into x raised to 3, that plus 4 into x raised to 3 minus 7. 7 e raised to x into x raised to 5. 8 x raised to 6 into log of x. 9 x raised to 8 into e raised to x. And the last one 10 e raised to x over e raised to x over x raised to 5. करेंगे आप? 10 questions I have left to you. Will you try the questions on your own? Will you try it on your own? हाँ, e raised to x को अद्वैत 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 e raised to x को कैंसिल करेगा तो चलेगा, नो प्रॉब्लम। फिलहाल अभी डेरिवेटिव को समझो। Will you try these questions as the homework? 10 problems have been given to you. Problems are 10. You will have to take some pen. समझा? Problems are 10. You will have to take some pen. बराबर ना? बराबर ना? मारी है ना? करेक्ट। ट्राई करो, कल मिलेंगे। कल मिलेंगे। कल मिलेंगे कितने बजे? 9:45। ऐसे इस तरीके से हर चैप्टर की रिवीजन हम लेने वाले हैं। सेफ रिवीजन नहीं लेंगे तो एमसीक्यू सॉल्व करेंगे, जो मॉड्यूल में है वो एमसीक्यू सॉल्व करेंगे। I will give you the set of those MCQs which have been asked so far in the papers. Those also we are going to do. All right, all right. पहले ये डेरिवेटिव्स को थोड़ा सा आगे खींचेंगे और फिर वेरी वेरी गुड वापी वापी 2004 वेरी नाइस थैंक यू वेरी मच थैंक यू वेरी मच सो गुड बाय गुड बाय कहो ना गुड बाय कहो ना गुड बाय गुड नाइट एंड गुड बाय